Yep. Back again. That's right, little Timothy's. Welcome back to kaiserredux, where once again we're going to be looking at some inane, insane paths, and the one I've got today is probably more on the lighter side. Don't worry, I am reading all your little suggestions in the comments down below. I do give those a little whirl to see what you want me to play. But the one today I want to give a go is the Union of Britain. See, about a year ago, I played the Union of Britain in base Kaiserreich, which doesn't really have the crazy paths available in kaiserredux. Not that it wasn't fun to play though. Now, I won't go into too much of spoilers, but there are actually a couple paths I'd like to give a go. But obviously we can only do one today, and the one we're going to be picking is definitely gonna be a bit spicy over here in Europe. Interestingly enough, you do still have the Lawrence of Arabia, who is now Lawrence of Britannia coup, that I think was in base Kaiserreich, that even popped up randomly in one of my videos back in the day. I think it's been removed now because it's a bit too what's the word? Fun? I'm just kidding. No, I think it just got removed because it's a bit too unrealistic or whatnot, but it could still be in there. I could be wrong, but yeah, you could do that as well. But today, no, I'm going to stick with, well, you're gonna see. So welcome to the Union of Britain, where we've fallen to the syndicalists. Things have most certainly been better for old Blighty, but they've also definitely been worse. Although having my only ally in the entire world right now be the French definitely seems like hell for any true Britishman. And not to mention that old empire that I left into the world is now out to kill me and take back the homeland. We're gonna have quite a few enemies, and not just overseas, also on the continent. Let's see, do I go for Mr. T.E. Lawrence up there or Henry Dundas, who... You know, I think Henry Dundas might be the man. Alright, so kicking things off, we immediately get into our Trade Union Congress, which is going to decide who we're going to have in charge. And obviously, we're going totalist because, well, I assume if you've played this before, you know why I'm doing it. Okay, election over with, and the political flip-flop himself has won, and now for the most part we just play the game normally, and later we'll see what this changes. So I think the first thing we want to go about doing is securing Ireland, because if they don't usually end up joining the Germans, they do end up joining the Canadians, or the Canadians use it as a landing spot. So sorry about this. So the Irish have come back and decided to remain neutral, which means they have decided to die. Let's just hope this one goes well. Oh, yep, that'll do nicely. Let's just hope there's no mysterious packages underneath Mr. Mosley's car tomorrow. Oh, and upon completing that wall, that just bypassed the Anglo-Irish friendship. Oh, looks like we're going for round 2. Okay, well, that's just rude. And there you go. Overnight, with the power of arrests and I'm assuming a lot of gunfire, the Irish have decided to come around. Alright, now things are kicking off down in Spain too, and I was thinking I'd go about helping them, but realistically I don't think it matters if I do help them or not for what we have planned in Europe. Okay, so here's where we get to make our choice. We can stay isolationist, we can go for a pan-European dream, or we can try to reunite the British Empire. We won't call it an empire this time, but we kind of already did that with the Canadian one, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going for the pan-European dream, which, yep, that just gave me war goals on everything. But obviously, a lot of these nations are in factions, so we're going to have to pick and choose where we can here. Oh, and the Germans just declared war on the... Oh, they just flipped to... okay, hold on. I'm gonna get involved here. Yeah, I was about to say everyone's in a faction but the Dutch, but then the Dutch just flipped political parties, and now the Germans are going in, so I also need to go in. Yeah, Germans were a bit too quick on it there, so all we got is this one little province down here, but that should be enough for our later ambition. Okay, now, they've gone ahead and made their own little faction, which is gonna make this way easier for me. Oh, well, I got a ultimatum from the Germans regarding Norway, but I did not care care at all, and we are staying. It did make this a little weird, though, because I think, yeah, no way to switch factions there. Yeah, it's definitely a large complication, as you can see, but no one I'm against. Also, I don't know what I clicked, but somehow France got back in my faction. I don't know how they managed to do that, but we're probably going to have to do some console trickery if we can't get them out through an event or anything, because I do need them gone. Yeah, the offensive over in Norway did stall while I secured the supply lines, which it looks like I have done now because we can actually move over here. Yeah, I didn't spec too much into our navy, which has actually been stuck in port ever since the first battle, where we didn't actually lose too much, just having it itself a little repair, but I did go straight into naval bombers, which, as you can see, is harassing the Germans massively. Okay, we just got ourselves a massive collapse of the line over here, and I think the Germans, yeah, they're now all the Russians, so a lot of their focus, I think, is over there, but we do have to fight our way to that airport now, as I don't really have too much range with my CAS here. Or I guess they could just straight up let me walk into it. I gotta say, I don't think my small invasion of Scandinavia really turned out to be that small at all. Oh yeah, also, this never kicked off, by the way. He actually avoided the civil war. Well done, Mr. Curtis. All right, there goes Sweden, at least. I was kind of hoping that I would have gotten the entire faction capitulated with that one, but it does not look like that's going to be the case. Right, Norway's capitulated. They are reinvading me from Denmark, but I don't particularly care, because I just encircled a pretty big chunk of the German army up here. So now I can just go ahead, turn around, and retake all this land. Okay, so just about every nation in the world has decided to come to Scandinavia to fight today, but unfortunately for them, it ain't gonna work. Well, it's safe to say, boys, what you did wasn't a very good idea, and I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote for that one. And there you go. That'll give us a very nice and very straight shot into the Germans' backyard. Oh, also, yeah, Russia is having fun over here. You know, I was just in another menu, looked away for maybe 20-30 seconds. I'm in Berlin. I was wondering why the Entente had never got involved so far, and yeah, looking at Canada, I think I know why. Okay, now whilst this is going to be a big part of the land I need to go ahead and continue with our ideas of a united Europe, unfortunately we're still going to have to figure out what to do with the whole French thing, because they are stuck in my faction. May just have to annex them through the console, but we'll figure that out. Okay, that was a lot of equipment captured. Thank you for the scripted peace deal. Only downside to these weird scripted peace conferences is I'm now just stuck at all these guys, and yeah, I can't be bothered to deal with Afghanistan. Yeah, trying to figure out a way to get France out of my faction right now, and obviously it's my fault for misclicking whatever event I clicked to get them in the faction in the first place, which I didn't even need them in there because they did nothing. But yeah, I think the only way we can really do about it is just straight up annexing them, because I do need to take them out, and that's kind of the downside right now. And yeah, it's not like I would just roll over them anyway, so yeah, not exactly happy about that. Not what I really would have wanted, but there you go. I can click the integrate France part now, and still got quite a bit left. Again, would have really preferred not to have done that, but nothing else I could really think of doing. But don't worry, because we still have plenty of nations to go to war with. Wait, never mind. I just realized if I did allow Diplo, I can go ahead and dismantle the faction. That counts for it. That counts. Okay, that's my bad. Well, you know what? That's fine, okay? At least that means I can go to war with the rest of the faction legitimately. Let's just forget about all my misdeeds. Right, speaking of which, hello, Italy. Okay, just looking over the decision for us to actually go about uniting Europe now, I realize I need to go back into Finland. No. I mean, I guess we had so much fun the first time up here. Why not go back? Okay, that is Italy done. We do have to come back for Sardinia at some point, but they are in whatever's left of the Entente, so we're just going to wait a little bit on that one and instead go to sunny old Finland. Why it's only just clocked onto me that this is still going on down here. I need to come put an end to this as soon as I'm done having as much fun as possible in Finland. Alright, so I reckon the next series of wars where things are going to get complicated, mostly because this border we now have with the Moscow Accord is a bit of a pain, but we're going to put that off just a little bit and go into Spain. It also gave us the border with the Moroccans we needed a long time ago. Completely forgot that, yep, still at war with a few random people around the world. It's also come in mighty handy later when we got to deal with the French down here. Alright, well, can't put this off too much longer. Gonna have to deal with the Russians now, and they are a little busy out east, so I'm hoping that takes away a bit of the pain here. Oh, you know, I've just realized, this is the unit I've been using, by the way, really nothing special. It's all been air as usual, because as you know on the iSorrowproductions channel, we love cast. But ever since the new Special Forces update, and you can actually go ahead down here to get yourself airborne armor, well, that actually means you can now go ahead and whack on some armored recon company, which gives you a little bit of armor. Then you can go ahead and add on airborne light armor, which gives you a little bit more armor, and then also work on a flame tank, which gives you a little bit more armor. Yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous, but also just very funny, because I don't really have too much use for these light tanks, really, but I guess we'll whack them on. I mean, at this point, though, it doesn't add, you know, too much, but it's just stuff that, you know, it gives a whole bunch of breakthrough that it's really going to help, especially, oh my god, it gives a lot of breakthrough, actually. These are pretty good. But yeah, I guess if you're just late game Hoy, and you don't really want to make too much of a quote-unquote expensive division, and you just want to make some crappy light tanks and throw in a unit to kind of offset chatting in more artillery or manpower, you can do that. And I think this breakthrough is going to help quite a bit. Yeah, because you can't tell. The manpower is definitely not going too well for us, but we do have tons of factories, so we're just going to offset that a bit. We are going to have to sit around just for a little bit, though, and offset the deficit we now have for these tanks, which, as you can see, 2.3k on the light flame tanks. The light tanks already filled up, but that's because I'm making 65 a day. In fact, I could probably make these tanks even better at this point. I haven't updated them in a while, so I think I'll put the welded on, because it gives a little bit more breakthrough and obviously more armor. And then I guess, because I have 103 reliability on these bad boys, I could probably get rid of something here and put even more armor or breakthrough. There we go. Just gonna go ahead, remove the max speed. We're not gonna use these as actual tanks, so that is completely redundant. I've gone ahead and whacked the sloped armor and the armor skirts, and that's got our breakthrough to 96, and the armor's at 105. 105 armor on a light tank. Look at this thing. Where's the armor at? It's gonna require a lot more chromium, but thankfully I got a lot of factories to trade. Yeah, look at that. The unit's now up to 26 armor and 202 breakthrough. Very, very nice. Oh, okay. The Canadians have finally woken up, and they are doing their events to get to war with me, which means we need to go ahead and get a bit going with the Russian situation now, so we're going in. Yeah, I guess it won't be too different from a normal invasion of the Russians, so we're just gonna slam into them and hope they capitulate. And I reckon they don't really stand a chance. Oh yeah, they most certainly don't stand a chance. Yeah, already getting some nice encirclements on the AI without even trying. Would wish, kind of wish I could take credit for that, but I most certainly cannot. I simply click the funny arrow and let let the game do its own thing at this point in the game. Oh yeah, okay, so it's already happening. They just got the event where they've seized Orkney and the Shetlands off me. So that could be a little bit tricky. We're doing good with the Russians, though. I don't know how close they are to capitulation. Yeah, not at all, actually. Oh, they also stole the Channel Islands off me, so now they have the Channel Islands, Orkney, and the Shetlands, and I don't know if they always had the Faroe Islands. I think they did. So, Haiti owns them. when did Haiti get over here? Okay, so I just got a collab on the Russians. Only 30%, that's all Kaiser Redux lets me get. And yeah, they are pretty much going to capitulate any second now, which is going to make my life a lot easier. Hey, and there you go. Now, unfortunately, the Far Eastern Republic has a lot of war scores, so we're going to have to try our best here to get what we need. Okay, pretty nice. I'm also sure that is everything we need. I really hope so. Yes, that is definitely all we need. Now, I just need to make sure Greece, the Portuguese Empire, and the Kingdom of Sardinia don't exist. So, Greece, that one's easy. Yeah, it looks like the Armenians and the Greeks have just been smashing their faces into each other this entire time and have gotten nowhere. So let me give you a helping hand. Okay, so here comes the tricky part, because we now need to take down the Entente, which, yeah, they're a bit all over the place. Now, the main parts we need to take is Sardinia and the Portuguese. So I guess we could just run straight into the Portuguese and not have to worry about that, then get our second army, which is currently guarding the home islands, to go with the French. We don't really need to rush Sardinia per se, but yeah, I think this will work. Yeah, as long as my navies are protecting everywhere they need to protect, we should be fine. Now, that's not to say I'm not about to get raided into the ground by submarines, so maybe we should take precautions against that immediately. Alright, we most certainly cannot put this off any longer. I don't think I've left anything non-defended here. At least I hope so. So, yes, let's finish off. Our real question is, how the hell am I going to get dealing with Canada? We do have Greenland over here, so we're going to have to do a bit of naval invaded, but I don't think this is going to be too fun over there. Oh, what's that? Time for our annual Irish rebellion. Okay, so France absolutely collapsing already, which is great for us. If you can't tell, the naval bombers are most certainly doing their work too. Oh, and we got ourselves a peace conference, and the Japanese are in here. Okay, well, hopefully they don't get too cocky, I guess. Although I don't think it matters. Don't really need anything off the French, if anything, at all. So, our mortal enemy, Liberia, who we've definitely been fighting really hard and thoroughly for the past however many billions of years we've been at war with, has finally collapsed. Not too sure why they have the USS South Dakota, but I'll take it. Okay, that is Europe and Africa. So, why are they just hanging out in Gabon? Oh, it's because they're in the faction but haven't joined the war. Should you know what? The army's already here. But yeah, now we need to go ahead and take down Canada. And this ain't going to be too easy. We're going to have no air coverage at all, because our one little air base is all the way up here and here, both which will be of no use. Oh yeah, okay, so investing in the naval bombers, definitely worth it. Just thinking pretty much everything that's important to the Canadians right now. Oh, actually, my naval bombers can get a bit of range over here too, so might as well whack a few down. Oh, also made ourselves a heavy fighter, and it does have range, but it's still not really going to cover too much of what we need, especially because the cast is going to be the big problem. And I don't just want to like drop a nuke on Canada, because there's no fun in that. Good news is though, we have taken down our mortal enemy in the Faroe Islands, the Haitians, who have occupied it for God knows how long. Alright, well, also here goes Gabon. Alright, so we got our big old heavy fighters and now our tactical medium bombers over Canada. So I'm just going to wipe out a bit of their air force over here, which stands no chance, I just want to add, and then we're going to try our landing. Also now up against my third or fourth mortal enemy over here, Congo. Been at war with them since God knows how long. Also, like, bro, get some sleep. The Reich has fallen. Okay, air supremacy achieved. Let's go ahead and start to chip away at Canada. Oh, well, okay, a whole lot of effort there for an unguarded port. Okay, so because there is a little crossing here, what we're going to do instead of just naval invade down here is we're just going to build build the supply up as we go until we can just afford to bring the whole army over. Oh, you know, I do have to say, Goring, you are looking a little bit different today. Oh, there you go. Got another peace conference with more people. Sadly, not all the people I need, as I still need one with Sardinia to click the stupid nation forming. Oh, yes, of course. Can't forget my HMCS Cockburn. Definitely gotta take that thing with me. Oh, never mind. There you go. Just got it. Nice. Okay, now all we're waiting for is the Portuguese one, and we will be free. Have they even technically capitulated, or have they fled? I think they've fled. Which... where? Oh, of course, over here. Okay, now they're technically capitulated. I don't think we're getting the peace conference with the Portuguese, which means I need to actually go fight Delhi. Yeah, you know, gotta say, definitely happy I built these heavy fighters and the attack bombers as well, because otherwise this would be hell. Now, considering these guys have been struggling to take down the Princely Federation for a while, I get the feeling, yep, that's 5 million casualties. They're gonna be a bit of a pushover. And there we go. All we care about is the Portuguese. Don't give a damn about, actually I do have to give a damn about India, because I need to take down my greatest adversary, enemy, nemesis of the world, Afghanistan. Yep, completely forgot that I've been at war with them since they were, I'm assuming, in the German faction. Still haven't taken down my greatest 12 billionth adversary, though, the Haitians. We should do that too. That's right, Haiti. How do you like your islands being taken forcefully, huh? I didn't like it when you did it to me. In fact, I think you could say that you hate it. Uh-oh, boys. Looks like Afghanistan has got us in a bit of a pickle. If only there was some way out of it. That'll do it. Oof. Yeah, good thing I currently control The Hague. Alright, in 2 days, though, it'll finally happen. Finally. The Social Union of Europe. Here we go. And I'm fairly certain that goes ahead and gives us calls on pretty much everything. Look at it go. Beautiful. Don't know what I'm going to do with 2,751 factories, though. And that is officially the first time I've not been at war since, I guess, when we invaded Scandinavia. Well, let's go ahead and quickly change that one, Mr. Truman. So, if you really want to keep going after doing Europe, which is enough of a headache already, you can keep going, and also, I'm assuming, go through Africa and then Asia too, but I'm not doing another world conquest. We're just gonna go beat up America. Plus, you know, they did get away without having a civil war, so it's only fair they get beaten up somehow. Yep, that was, not very difficult. Well, there you go. We finished our goal finally in 1949. You know, I guess because people are going to ask anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and see what those other nations you can form are, but I'm definitely not doing it legit. And there you go. That's all it does. So if you go ahead and conquer all of Africa, you get an African puppet. And I don't think there's any more that form, but either way, that was a pretty fun playthrough. I enjoyed the chaos of it. But yeah, very fun. I enjoyed the craziness of the war at the start and having a very early one, fighting everyone. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe button down below.